we just declared a climate emergency. So maybe we could just start by saying, what does that mean? Well, we've just declared a climate emergency. Do you know what that means?
What it means is that we've got something with which to hold the government to account now in everything it does. So like the third runway at Heathrow. How does that fit with declaring a climate emergency?
Yeah, or in Bristol, expanding
Bristol Airport. M4 extension through the Gwent levels. I mean, all over the country, we've got new fossil fuel-based infrastructure being built. We've got fracking going on. We've got attempts to extract every last drop of fossil fuels out of the ground and burn them. So if we've declared a climate emergency, and I'm delighted that we have, and congratulations, by the way, to all of you who have helped to make that happen, because it wouldn't have happened without Extinction Rebellion and the youth climate strikes. The incredible, inspiring movements of people who have made this happen. But if we have indeed declared a climate emergency, then it should change everything. And our task now is to use this great opportunity, which has just been created, to push for those dramatic and radical changes that a true state of emergency demands. And that means leaving fossil fuels in the ground. Very rapidly, switch to leaving almost all fossil fuels in the ground and bring on stream the technologies required to replace them. That means an end, more or less, to livestock keeping, because one of the biggest impacts of all is animal agriculture. That means, obviously, an end to fossil fuel-based infrastructure, because there's absolutely no point in having it if you can't burn the fossil fuels. But above all, and the biggest thing of all, is it means an end to economic growth. Because you cannot prevent climate breakdown, let alone wider environmental breakdown, while we continue to grow and grow and grow within a finite Earth system. Inevitably, we will burst through environmental boundaries. In fact, we've already broken through some of the critical planetary boundaries. And they want to keep growing. And in the past 40 years, our material resource consumption has tripled. This is a catastrophic level of impact on the planet's systems, on our life support systems. And they want to do this again, and again, and again. The World Bank and the OECD and people, they say, oh, we're not asking for a lot, just 3% growth a year. That's our target. Well, as Lord Keynes pointed out, compound interest is what kills everything. And the same applies to compound growth. 3% a year means doubling in 24 years. So everything you see, this entire shit show, which is destroying the Earth's systems, is going to double, and then double again. Oh, well, they say, don't worry about that, because we can decouple. We can decouple economic growth from material resource consumption. Very interesting analysis published just 2 weeks ago by Jason Hickel and Georgios Kallis in New Political Economy, showing that not only has absolute decoupling of material resource consumption never happened, that even the relative decoupling which took place in the 20th century, where, in other words, material resource consumption would continue to grow, but not as fast as economic growth was going, has been reversed in the 21st. There was meant to be this great switch as we moved from a goods economy to a service economy. There was meant to be this dematerialization happening. Exactly the opposite has taken place. There's been this recoupling where material resource consumption is now matching or exceeding the rate of economic growth. And when you look at the possibility of absolute decoupling, which is the only way in which you could possibly have economic growth living alongside the prevention of environmental breakdown, you find that it is not just practically not happening, it is theoretically impossible. So if this government is serious, and if Parliament is serious about declaring a climate emergency and making that into a meaningful concept, then it is the entire system that has to change. To begin with.
Yeah.